If you're here to take my workshop, and if you have a saber, I want you to place your saber down someplace safe. We will not be using it in the beginning. Okay? So you're going to place your saber down somewhere safe, and then we're going to come a little bit closer so you can get closer to me. So come a little bit closer, come a little bit closer. You can come all the way up to here. Just be careful for that cord, but you can come all the way up to the edge. Okay. So, we'll wait for people to come closer. I am teaching a workshop right now on how to use the Force. My name is Dmitrious Bistrevsky, a.k.a. Darth Demetrius. I am the suit actor for Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi. And through RebelCon, we have arranged it where I could come here and give you guys some wisdom. So there's a lot of knowledge flowing around, and knowledge is the ability to remember things. Wisdom is the tools to understand them, right? There's a difference between knowledge and wisdom. Here, we're going to get wisdom. So I want everyone to come a little bit closer, come a little bit closer, come a little bit closer. The way I like to start is we're going to start with a discussion. That's why I want you guys to be closer so I can hear you, or else I won't be able to hear you and you'll have to yell. We're going to be asking questions because I want you to feel comfortable to pause and ask a question because I want to answer your question, because that means you're actively trying to learn something, and if you're just listening to me talk, it may go over your head and you may not understand it, okay? So, yesterday we taught a workshop on the Force. It was the philosophy of the Force explained through sword spinning, through saber spinning. Today we're going to learn how to use the Force. Who here has ever used the Force? Good. We have a couple people. Awesome. Now, I have a question first about lore for Star Wars. Can all people use the Force? Can all beings, sorry, not people. Can all beings use the Force?
If harnessed enough, a person that does not have the Force can use the Force for the next turn.
Beautiful. Okay, does anyone have a rebuttal? This is a hot debate. This is a topic that people argue about. I wanted to start it with controversy. Who here thinks that non-Force sensitive users can use the Force? Who here thinks that they cannot use the Force? Anyone? Okay, cool, I like it. Controversy. Let's do it. Who knows the lore of the Force? So, all of you at one point in time have tapped into the Force. You just didn't know it. First, we're going to break it down. What is the difference between how the Sith use the Force and the Jedi use the Force? Now, you're going to give me an answer, and it's going to be a superficial answer, and I already know this answer. I want you to take a second and think deeper. It's beyond knowledge, it's wisdom. It's deeper. It's underneath the surface layer. I'm trying to make you think. What is the difference between how the Sith use the Force and the Jedi use the Force? I'm going to call on her first. What's the difference? Okay. Okay, so the Sith use it out of anger, and I'm going to repeat exactly what she said, and kind of like depression, and they use it to kind of like hurt people, and the Jedi use it for wisdom and kind of like helping people. That's a good answer, right? Anyone have anything to add?
A Sith takes his emotions and seeks to channel it through the Force and impose his will upon reality.
Yes.
A Jedi allows the Force to flow into him and allows himself to be moved along reality's currents in a manner that is advantageous.
Really good knowledge. Today we're working on wisdom. Good knowledge, good knowledge. Yes, 100% correct. You are 1,000% right. Deeper, we're going deeper. Yes.
Sith perhaps use the Force for personal gain, the Jedi
Yes. The Sith use it for personal gain, the Jedi use it for the gain of others. That's the nature of the light and dark side of the Force. Now I'm going to break it down the simplest way possible. The Jedi use intuition, and the Sith use impulse. It comes down to impulse versus intuition. They both feel exactly the same. The more you have an ego, the more your impulse will feel like intuition. They are both avenues to tap into the Force. You all have that friend who's lucky and somehow breaks all the rules and gets away with it. And they just know what to do, right? That's impulse. Basically, there's no thinking. It is emotion, 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 react. There is no thought in between. It is emotion, reaction driven by emotion is impulse. I feel something and I do the thing. That is what it means to be the Sith. That is also a way to tap into the Force. The Jedi use intuition. Through stillness, my mind becomes quiet. When my mind becomes quiet, I feel this connection within myself, and I know the answer to be true. Intuition. Intuition. Okay, is it starting to make sense? Impulse and intuition. They both feel and sound exactly the same. The difference is that impulse yells and intuition whispers. If the voice is yelling, it will feel like it's a stronger connection to the Force, but it's really a stronger connection to your emotions, which is a way to harness the Force. If the voice is whispering, it means that your mind has to be quiet to hear it, which means that you're tapping in through stillness as a Jedi, right? So every person can actually tap into the Force, and you have tapped into the Force. The problem with impulse is eventually you will crumble. Eventually, you can't have a lucky streak forever. The impulse feels a lot like luck. Think about the gambler who's got gambler's luck. They know when to spin. They know when to throw the dice. That is impulse. They will feel it as intuition, but it is impulse. And their impulse will guide them until it doesn't. And that is how you fall with the dark side. You have power, but the power will corrupt you. The Force doesn't care. It will grant it to you, but there's a consequence on either end. Okay, so impulse and intuition. One whispers and one yells. Okay, who here has ever meditated in their life? Okay, well, it's a lot of people. Okay, now I didn't prepare for my workshop, so I have no idea how to meditate. And I'm teaching a meditation workshop. So I need you guys to help me figure out how to teach meditation. Okay, what do I do? Can someone tell me something? Did you guys bring your yoga mats? Did everyone bring their yoga mats? Sorry, that was a joke. We're not doing yoga. Okay, what do we do? No, we don't have to sit down. Try to simplify it. We're going to make it as simple as possible. What do we have to do? What is meditation? Okay, presence with a moment. First rule, yes. Okay, second one. Calming your mind, yes. But how do we do that? But we'll work on that later. Okay, so presence in the moment, calming your mind. What else do we have to do? Breathe. Cool, breathe. 3. Breathe, presence in the moment, calming your mind. That's all you need to do. These are the archetypes of every single meditation system in existence. Meditation is awesome, but the problem is that every single system is the ultimate system and all the other systems are wrong. Right? And that's where the conflict goes. And the moment you believe that, it stops working. There's archetypal rules of why it works. Right? It comes down to even simpler. You have to focus your awareness on one point. This is presence of mind. If your mind is scattered and you're thinking about different things, you can't focus, you can't hear your voice, right? So you have to focus all of your awareness on one point. This is your catalyst. The second step is you have to breathe or else you'll die, and you have to relax. Relax, breathe, focus. That's meditation. Now, for everyone who did not raise your hand, you've been meditating since you were a child. In fact, when you were a child, you were the best at meditation. Have you guys ever lost track of time while you were playing and having fun? Were you in the moment? Were you breathing? Were you relaxed? If you answered yes to all 3, you're a meditation master. That's all you really need. There is a way to enter this state. There's something called the flow state. Who has ever felt lucky or in the zone or on fire or have felt something and you acted on your intuition or your impulse and it was successful? Who has ever felt this? Would you call that the Force? So in the lore of Star Wars, not everyone is Force sensitive. And a lot of people who are Force sensitive don't even know that they are. And when they don't know that they are just very, very lucky, very, very intuitive, or very, very impulsive. right? The reason Anakin Skywalker, the reason his Force training tipped closer to the dark side, because rather than using meditation, Anakin relied on impulse. But that was also his connection to the Force, because Anakin is the chosen one, right? So he is closer connected to both halves of the Force. This was the pitfall of the Jedi. They tried to frame him into a Jedi. No, 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 Anakin, you are doing it wrong. You gotta sit down here, you gotta shut up, you gotta breathe, you gotta relax, and then the Force will tell you what to do. But the Force was already telling him what to do through his impulse. Another example is Jar Jar Binks. Jar Jar Binks is closer connected to the Force than the majority of the other people, because the Force likes stillness, and when your mind is empty, then you are following the will of the Force. And Jar Jar Binks stumbles through the Force in everything that he does. He's probably one of the strongest Force users because his mind is the emptiest. He doesn't have anything going on. And as Jar Jar goes, he stumbles into the right choices on accident, and everything is this blind luck accident, but that is the Force. And we have friends like that too, who you're like, how is this person so lucky? And they're just like this happy-go-lucky person, like, everything will work out, and then it does. And you're like, how? That doesn't even make sense. That's the Force. Now, there are ways to tap into this state. It's called the flow state. Basically, it is a way to enter this catalyst where your mind relaxes and you could relax your body and you could feel your intuition. When your mind becomes quiet, you could hear yourself. When your mind is loud, you only hear feedback. Okay? So we're going to learn the easiest way to tap into the Force. We're going to start off very simple. You could put down your lightsabers. We're not going to use them in the beginning. We're going to actually do breathing, and we're going to do meditation, and then we're going to learn how to tap into it with our lightsabers. Okay. The first step is you have to breathe out all your air and then breathe out some more air. You have to breathe out your air until you're uncomfortable. Your eyes could be open or closed, it doesn't matter, whatever's easier for you. You have to breathe out all your air until you're uncomfortable, and then breathe out a little bit more. When you breathe out a little bit more, your panic reflexes are going to kick in. The thing is, the majority of the people hold about like 25 to 40% of just gas in their lungs. It's just CO2. And because they don't exhale deeply. So they hold it and it just kind of fills space. If you teach yourself to push out the air, you will breathe in deeply automatically. We don't forget to breathe, we forget to breathe out. When we're tense, we flex our muscles. When we flex our muscles, it contracts our lungs, and then our breath becomes shallow. The breath isn't shallow because we're not breathing, the breath is shallow because we're holding our breath. Okay? So first step, if you breathe out, you will breathe in. Second step, fight or flight. When it's life or death, you're not thinking about anything else but life or death. Right? If you're being chased by a tiger, you're not worrying about your taxes. Tiger's chasing you, oh no, gotta call my accountant right now. That's not going through your mind. Your mind is run, react, do the thing, right? When you push out all your air until you're uncomfortable, what happens is it kicks in your fight or flight reflex. You don't have air in your lungs, your brain is screaming at you, you have to breathe. In that moment, you're in the moment. The only moment is you have to breathe. The second step is when you breathe in and it feels like your lungs are full, breathe in a little bit of extra. I'm only talking about half a second. Half a second at the top, half a second at the bottom. Now I have to warn you, this is not the time to experiment with your endurance. There's something called a blackout with no air, and there's something called a whiteout with too much air. They happen at the very extremes. We don't want to go there today. We don't want to go to a blackout, and we don't want to go to a whiteout. I won't be impressed with how long you held your breath if you black out and I get sued. Okay? That's the last thing I'll do is be impressed. I'll be irate if that happens. Okay, so what we're going to do is something very simple. We're going to stand up for this. We're going to use our hands as feedback to help us breathe. You're going to do is relax. Step 1, relax. Step 2, be present. I am right here. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to breathe in. As you breathe in, lift your hands. When it feels like your lungs are full, keep breathing in. And this gives you feedback to kind of track like a loading bar of where your breath is. When you breathe out, you lower. The main thing is that your hands have to be as relaxed and floppy as possible. The least amount of energy you could use. Basically, it should feel like your spaghetti. So it's not like I must move the ground. No, you breathe in, pull the air, relax. You're not pushing the air out, you're just letting it fall with the breath, okay? We're gonna do 5 breaths, and then we're gonna pay attention. So beforehand, pause, pay attention, listen around you, look at the floor, look at the people around you, notice your place. Okay, we're gonna do 5 breaths, only 5. We're gonna follow me. I'm gonna try to push your endurance a little bit. Breathe in if you have to. This is not the time to be a hero or to test your limits. Do it in a safe space. Okay, you ready? Breathe in. Okay, we'll pause right there. Did you feel that moment where it was uncomfortable at the top? Where you're like, man, he should have breathed out? He should have breathed out right now. And I was like, no, I'm gonna hold it. That's what I was looking for. What I was looking for is that moment where your brain panics, right? In that moment when it panics, you enter the moment. While your brain is panicking, you cannot be distracted. This is how we tap into fight or flight. We're gonna do the same thing at the bottom. The bottom is a little more dangerous than the top. So be careful with the bottom. We'll do the same thing again. We'll do 2 breaths this time. Did you feel how much more you were relaxed just off that 1 breath? Just like, did you feel that? Cool. Let's do 2 breaths. Okay, you ready? Breathe in. Now shift your awareness to the sound. If you did it correctly, the sound should be a little bit crisper than it was before. Because your mind is a little quieter, you have more mental processes to focus on your surroundings, which means that you could take time to listen and you could hear a deeper sound that you didn't hear before. Okay? This is the moment, right here. That's how you enter the moment. It only takes 2 breaths. You don't need 4 hours, you don't need to sit down, you could do it in a room, you could do it anywhere. It doesn't matter what you do. This is the first step. First step is we have to be present and relax. And breathing, we did all 3. We're relaxed, we're here, we're breathing. The second step is movement. You need to have a focal point. You need to give your brain something to do so that it doesn't space out. Because when it spaces out, that's when you lose the moment. So you gotta give it one task. Now the thing is, it doesn't matter what you do. Eating chocolate could be a meditation, working out could be a meditation, running is one of the biggest meditations people have. Have you ever heard of the running high? The zone? That's the force. That's your intuition. That's the moment. A lot of people tap into the moment while folding laundry, or washing dishes, or doing something repetitive. The main thing is whatever you're doing, you have to already know how to do. If you're learning a new task, your brain is focusing on learning the new task, and you're no longer present as far as the tranquility. So whatever your task is, has to be in muscle memory. It has to be easy. So a lot of artists, like myself, I could enter the flow state through hand balancing, through juggling, through staff spinning, through sword spinning, through running, through cycling. I could enter the flow state whenever I want in any of my disciplines, because I trained to do this as a performance athlete. This is what every Olympian does. They are tapping into the force. They're tapping into themselves, a state where they're hyper-focused, super relaxed, not panicking, focusing on what they're doing. So today my goal was to give you guys some wisdom and some tools. We're gonna have really great experiences as fans, but I want you to go home and have a skill that's gonna improve your life forever. Okay, that was the point of today. Yesterday was philosophy. The people who were here, it was a little convoluted. It was a lot of information explained through sword. Today is gonna be meditation and the flow state. Okay, so now we're gonna create a very simple choreography. We're gonna try to keep ourselves going for 2 minutes without stopping. Okay, so you could add moves if you want to. We're gonna show you the basic moves. Basic move, breathe in up, breathe in down. You already did that one, right? Next one is breathe in up, open hands out. The third one is open hands in, breathe down. Fourth one is open hands up, open hands down. Every combination of those. So, you don't have to breathe as deeply as we did before, you just have to keep the rhythm going. Actually, instead of time, we'll do breaths. We'll try to do 10 breaths. What I want you to do is that every next move is a new choice. You can't repeat the same move twice. You could bounce back and forth between two moves if it's confusing, but you can't do the same move over and over again. I want you to be present, but be able to space out simultaneously. To be in the zone is to be in this lucid state right before you're asleep and right before you're completely awake and alert. It's right in between the two. This is what the Jedis try to achieve, and this is how they feel the Force. This is the whole point of Jedi training. The Sith is the opposite. Sith is think and go. I make a choice and I go. Don't question anything. Every choice is right. That's impulse. And they train a different way. The way they train is they react and they go and they react and they go, and if they fail, who cares? Go. And then eventually they build power from that, from this aggression that is channeled through emotions, making it more powerful. The Jedi, on the other hand, have to relax, have to quiet their mind, because that's when they could feel the Force. And instead of trying to manipulate the Force through their actions and their emotions, they try to feel what the Force wants them to do, what feels right. Whenever you have something that feels right, you're tapping into the Force. You're tapping into your intuition. You're into yourself. Now, the beauty about Star Wars is it's based on philosophy and mythology. When George Lucas was creating it, he studied mythology and philosophy. So when I got the role, I had this huge freak out moment of, oh no, I'm going to ruin this for everybody. I was like, I have to know what it means, what the Force means. I can't just extend my hand and think it's magic. I have to understand what this means. This was my journey. So to do that, I studied the lore first, and then I studied mythology and philosophy, the same way George Lucas did it. That way I could truly understand what it is. Because it's based off of a science. It's based off a science of life. It's a phenomenon that people have encountered through life and have explained it through their own mythos, through their own religions, through their own experiences. But the Force is real. You guys know this. The Force is a real thing, and that's what makes Star Wars so powerful, because it's this feeling that we've all tapped into at one point or another. And what I'm trying to do is give you guys tools to do it more often. Okay, so who can show me what the choreography are? I think there's 4 moves. Who can show me? You can do it fast, you don't have to do it slow. Do you remember what's one of the moves? Up and down. Okay, what's another move? Out and up. Okay. Out and out. So either out and out, up or down, out and down, up and out. 4 combinations of the same move, right? We're going to do the same breaths, move with your hands. Same thing when you're here, breathing out. Your breathe out lasts the movement of this motion. Your breathe in lasts the movement of this motion. Your breathe out lasts the movement of this motion. Just pace your hands with your breath, because it allows you to see how fast you're breathing. When you don't use your hands, you're going to breathe faster than you want to. When you use your hands, you could feel how fast you're breathing. You could control it with your hands. It gives you feedback. It also gives you something to do. Okay? 5 breaths. Each move is a different move. You ready? You can't copy me. You can't copy me, because I'm only going to do the first move. Okay, you ready? You have to do this by yourself. You're on your own journey. Grab that life vest and let's go. Okay, breathe in. Can't repeat the same move. Three more. New move. Two more. Last one. Oh my God, Darth Vader's teaching me meditation. This is so weird. He's the last person on the planet who's going to be teaching me meditation. Okay, really good. How do you feel? Feel pretty good, right? That was 5 breaths. You could do this anywhere. Every time you're stressed out, step 1, breathe out all your air. You will breathe it back in, I promise. You'll just forget to breathe it out. Step 2, pick a number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how many breaths you're going to do. Step 3, increase your peak and your drop. Go a little bit higher at the top, a little bit lower at the bottom. Over time, you're going to build your lung capacity and you'll be able to breathe deeper naturally. And that will give you an advantage in every single sport. Okay? So you're going to have stronger lungs because of me, and then you're going to think of the dark side every time. Okay, really good. Grab a saber. If you do not have a saber, where was your card again? I forgot the name of it. Jabba's Toys, right? Okay, so the vendor over there, Jabba's Toys Palace, was very kind enough to give us loaner sabers for anyone who doesn't have a saber. So if you do not have a saber, come forward and grab a saber, spread out. He will let you borrow one, but you have to promise, he's doing us a favor for me, you have to promise to give it back to him. And then afterwards, go to his booth and say thank you, okay? Now, Build Your Own Sabers gave me their loaner sabers, so the sabers that I'm using are theirs. So who took my workshop yesterday? Who was here yesterday? Okay, a couple people. We're going to review the basic planes. We're going to review the basic planes that we learned. So, I'm going to do a really crash course. It's going to happen really fast. Spread out so you don't hit anybody. We are not going fast. We are not going fast. We are not going fast. There's a lot of people all around us. No one wants to get hit in the face with a lightsaber, because somehow I'll get blamed for it. And I told you guys not to do it. Okay? We do not want to go fast. So spread out. We're going to learn the first basic move. It's a circle. The reason it's called a circle is because it looks like a circle. Does that make sense? Good. Okay, good. You're following. Okay. The next move is you're going to take your circle and you're just going to extend your arm out. It gets a little bit trickier. The way you think of it is think of the tip as a paintbrush and you're drawing the biggest circle you possibly can. You're painting with the paintbrush. Now bring it back in. Now lift it up. Do a circle. Paint with the paintbrush. Now drop it down. Now bring it out. Paint with the paintbrush. Now, we're going to codify this even more. This is called a front circle because the blade is facing forward. Okay? Front circle, front circle, front circle, front circle. 3 points. Bottom, top, out, in. Okay? Really good. Now, who could take a guess where the blade will face in the back circle? The back? Really good. You're using the force. I sensed it. It was this connection with the force, and she knew the answer without me telling her. The back circle faces back. Front circle, back circle. The move called the figure eight, which is your basic spinning, is the combination of a front circle and a back circle. Now, when I'm here, I can't really do a back circle, right? Oh, wait, I can. It's called an obiani. An obiani is a front circle and a back circle, but the back circle can't pass my body, so that's the move of the obiani. Here's a back circle. Here's a front circle. Here's a back circle. Obiani is a combination of a back circle and a front circle. When I'm doing the obiani and I extend my hand, I'm just doing a figure eight. When I bring my hand in, I'm doing the obiani. When I breathe it out, I'm doing a figure eight. When I bring it in, I'm doing an obiani. The obiani is just a figure eight close to your body. Mind blown. The obiani is just a figure eight, watch your planes, close to your body. The obiani is just a figure eight close to your body. Okay, we have 3 circles. Circle here, circle out, circle up, right? We've done circle here, we've done figure eight out, circle in is the obiani. Now we're at the top circle, back circle. Top, back circle. Front circle, back circle is a high figure eight. High figure eight, out figure eight, obiani. 3 moves. High figure eight, out figure eight, obiani. They all connect to each other. They also all connect to the front circle. They also all connect to the back circle. which means I could go Obiani, high back circle, low front circle, extended back circle, behind the back circle, Obiani. Everything connects to everything. Everything is just a transition from one point to the other. When we have a collection of transitions, go slow, go slow. You can't learn if you go fast. You know it, but you don't. Your body knows it, but your mind has to catch up with it, and then you have to go slow, okay? You're good, you're really good, but I can make you better, but only if you follow directions. Okay. We're right here. The last part is the transition. This is the most important move in sword spinning. This is the move that no one teaches because they don't understand it. The reason they don't understand it is because they know the knowledge, but they don't understand the wisdom. Wisdom is looking through the knowledge to see what is real. The reason this is important is from right here to right here is the transition from upward figure eight to downward figure eight. When I'm in an upward figure eight going this way, half circle, I'm in a downward figure eight going this way. Now the other half, the bottom circle, goes from here, bottom circle, to top. Top circle to bottom. This is the transition from up to down. If you don't have this circle, you will have a difficult transition. Most people only develop the circle by doing really terrible transitions over and over and over again until eventually their body figures it out. I could save you 3 months of terrible training by just training this for 10 minutes, okay? This is the most important move that no one knows because wisdom is different from knowledge. Wisdom is understanding why we are doing something. Okay, so we have circle, connects to upward figure eight, right? Connects to circle, connects to downward figure eight. Or to circle. Every move connects to a different move. Circle, circle. I could just keep moving circles around here through the body. So I could just hit all 4 corners of the front circle. I could hit all 4 corners of the back circle. This one's awkward. Here I can't do because of my body. But basically, it's just a combination of either a front circle or a back circle on the 4 corners of your body. That's the most basic move. Okay, so now, 30 seconds ago, or like 5 minutes ago, we were doing meditation, and now we're doing spinning, and how do we connect the two? Remember when we were meditating, and every time we switched from an inhale to an exhale, we did a different move. Do you remember this? It was very recent. Okay, good, good. I was worried that you guys forgotten. Okay, so when we exhaled, we transitioned to a different move. When we inhaled, we transitioned to a different move. I inhaled this way. I exhaled this way. I inhaled this way. I exhaled this way. We're going to do the same thing with spinning. This is how you enter the flow state while you're spinning. Your focal point is going to be, you're going to pick something to focus on. It doesn't matter what it is. Your focal point should be whatever you're working on. If you're working on the circle, try to see if you can make the biggest possible circle. If you're working on planes, hyper-focus on just how clean you see your planes when they come in front. But go slow because you will not catch it if it's fast. You have to see it slow because if you could do it slow, you could do it super fast. So, and part of training is learning how to go in slow motion. So relax your body. If you go fast and your body's not relaxed, you will hurt yourself. You will hurt a muscle if you don't have the flexibility or anything else. Work on quality. I'm here, see if I can make this longer. See if I can make this higher. See if I can make these planes cleaner. But you have to just focus on one thing every time. Every inhale, you do one move. You only practice one move. When you exhale, you change to a different move. Now we have a whole series of moves. Just like with our meditation, we had 4 moves. Here we have circle, 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 figure 8, back circle, upward figure 8, connection. You have all these moves. The idea is some of you guys are at different levels. So if you're learning for the first time, just practice the 4 corners of the circle. Circle here, high circle here, outward circle here, inward circle here. This one is weird. The cross is weird, so you don't have to do this one. Here, here, here. These are all the points of spinning that later turn into here, here, here. And eventually you have the freedom to go fast once you know how to go slow. Okay? So my goal is to train, I'm trying to train an acolyte to defeat me. The problem is I'm too good. Rule of 2. Who here will rise to the occasion who could defeat me in combat? I will not go easy on you because I'm Darth Vader and have to protect my image. Go slow. Go slow. I know you could go fast. I've seen you do it. But what I want you to, work with your left hand. Work with your left hand. Too fast. Way too fast. I want you in slow motion because right now you're going to plateau. If you haven't plateaued already, you're going to plateau. Because if you've trained for 7 years, okay, so I've trained for 2 years. You should be better than me. 7 years versus 2 years. Right? So, the way you're going to surpass me, there's no way you're going to defeat me if you're moving that fast. That's the problem with the Sith. They don't think. They just go. They plateau. That's why the Jedi will always win in the end. Because the Jedi take the moment to breathe and to go slow when they need to. And then you could go fast, but you have to go slow. To go fast, you have to go slow. Really good. Really good. Okay, we're going to do 3 breaths. Inhale is one move, exhale is a different move. It doesn't matter what the move is, just remember your transition falls on the exhale or the inhale, from one move to the other. So you should be able to get a couple spins on each one, at least a few spins on each one. You guys ready? Don't copy me because I'm going to do whatever I want. Before we start, look around you and see where everyone is. Do not go fast. We do not want to hit anyone in the face. No one wants to get hit in the face today. Okay, you guys ready? Breathe in. So we're spinning while we're doing it. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Sorry, I'm going a little fast for everyone. I'm going to go slower. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, now, if we could do this slow, make your transitions faster. They don't have to match your breath. In the beginning, the breath just forces you to slow down and to focus on what you're doing. Have you noticed that while you're breathing, you could focus a little bit deeper than you normally could? Normally, you pick up the sword and you're like, okay, got some sword spinning. Now you're actually focusing on something. That's the first point. You have to focus. You have to hyper-focus. Are you breathing? Yes. Are you relaxed? Yes. Are you focusing? Yes. Congratulations, you are meditating in a flow state. The flow state is the fastest way to learn. Your brain is on fire. It's like the brain of a toddler. It's able to soak up information. When your brain is muddled, you cannot learn. If you're thinking about things, if you're distracted, you cannot learn. You have to enter the moment. We enter the moment through our fight or flight reflex. When the brain hits the panic button because you don't have enough air or you have too much air, it brings you in the moment. Within 2 breaths, you could enter the moment. Once you enter the moment, decide what you want to do. Okay, now I'm in the moment. Now I'm going to rake leaves. Now you rake leaves in the moment. Focus on your inhale and your exhale. I'm folding laundry. Focus on your inhale, exhale. I'm studying. Focusing on your inhale and exhale. If you get in this habit, your brain will be a superpower and you could do whatever you want. And then you could become a Jedi or you could become a Sith. It's up to you. The Force doesn't care, but there are consequences for both. Okay? So now what we're going to do is you get to do your own flow, you get to do your own breath. The only thing is I want you to go slow and I want you to think and explore about the connections. It has to be relaxed, go slow, go slow, go slow. Yeah, go super slow and focus on big, big circles and just see what you could do. See if you could figure out a different type of movement. See if you could find a different connection. Everything is right as long as you relax and you go slow because you are exploring your body and figuring out your prop. Now, tomorrow we're going to be working on 2 swords. Tomorrow the entire workshop is based on 1 person. I know, I'm sorry. That's why I'm trying to be tough on you today, so you can pick up on it. Okay, tomorrow, the whole purpose of tomorrow's workshop is for Ty. Ty, raise your hand. Okay, tomorrow's whole workshop is only for Ty, and you're not invited. Okay, just kidding. Everyone's invited. Tomorrow's workshop is for advanced students for dual wielding. If you are not advanced, by all means still show up. I'll still teach you the basics. You'll still learn. But what I'm going to do is whoever the best student in the class is, I'm going to focus on them in the beginning and we're going to improve their technique. And then I'll come back and double back and help everyone else. But tomorrow's class is for the gifted Jedi and the Sith, the ones who have been neglected for a long time, who don't know what to do, they lost direction, they've been practicing, they got their basics, they feel like they're not getting any better. Those are the students I want for tomorrow. If you have a friend who's good at sabers, who hasn't had a teacher, who doesn't know what they're doing, who loves it, that's the student I want. Invite them for tomorrow. The workshop is free. When will they ever learn from Darth Vader ever again? I am a sword master and I'm giving you knowledge and wisdom. When will you ever have this opportunity ever again? What other convention has ever done this outside of Rebel Scum Con? So yes, make sure to thank the promoters. They did this. They brought this for you because they care about you and your experience. They did this. So make sure you come up to them and thank them, okay? So we're going to spend a few more minutes just kind of flowing. We're going to play a song. We're going to try to last 4 minutes without taking a break. For 4 minutes, you cannot stop. Be hyper aware of yourself, your surroundings, and the people around you. Do not hit anybody. Go in slow motion. You're only going to work with your left hand. Your right hand's already good. Let's work on your left hand because it's uncomfortable, and that's what I want you to work on, okay? So see if you could unlock some more stuff with your left hand that you could do with your right. Tomorrow, we're going to go really far in technique, and if you're here tomorrow, then I'm going to break your brain. I only gave you a little bit. There's a lot. There's a lot to learn. The most important thing in the beginning is there's a concept. Oh yeah, I forgot to teach you. Okay, there's going to be a lesson for today. I forgot about the whole lesson. I'll quickly give it to you. There are 3 planes. There is the wall plane. It's in front of your body as if you're standing next to a wall. The idea of the wall plane is that I shouldn't hit a wall. Then there's the front plane. This is the wheel plane, where if your belly button is in front of you, it's going towards you like a wheel of a car. If I do the wheel plane in front of a wall, I will hit the wall. If I do the wheel plane in front of a person, I will hit the person. The wall plane is the safest one because you won't hit other people, as long as people are aware when they're walking by you. Really good. There's a third plane called the roof plane, which he's really, really good at. And actually, he's going to be teaching me how to do it, because that's the one thing I've neglected the most, was the roof plane. Okay? So we have the wall plane, the wheel plane, and the roof plane. Most people only know the wall plane and the wheel plane, and they know the transition, right? So we have this basic move of downward figure 8, and we have an upward figure 8. And we have a downward figure 8, and we have an upward figure 8, right? I'm rotating my body 180 degrees to transition through the circle to go from up to down and from down to up. Now, the roof plane connects the 2 planes. So I'm going to give you a challenge for whoever could do it. And if you can't do it, it's okay. I just want something to think about. Start off with the wheel plane in front of you in an upward figure 8. See if you could transition to a downward figure 8 without breaking momentum. I'll give you a hint, it's impossible. They're 2 opposite directions. The wheel plane connects it. So, this is a figure 8, front circle, back circle, right? It could go down or it could go up. The roof plane starts at the top here. Does this pose look familiar? Starts at the top here. Yes, you hit out here, and then the circle comes in your body back to here. And you're creating a figure 8 outside of your body. So the figure 8 is now going sideways instead of up or down. Right? So we have sideways, we have up. To get to down, you connect through sideways. I'm going up, wall, I'm going down. This is a little bit tricky. This is kind of advanced. So if you don't get it, it's totally okay. I just want to drop the knowledge so you're aware of what it is. But it's a connection point. There's intersecting points. When you find that point, the sword could change momentum to a different direction. There are connecting points in the roof plane that connect with the downward plane, that connect back to the roof plane, that connect to the upward plane. And it allows you to switch between 3 separate techniques without moving your body. This part's really cool because it looks great on Instagram, and you see the full circle of everything, but you can't really use it in combat unless you're deflecting bolts, right? This allows you to use them in combat. You're using up, and suddenly you have a strike. If you miss the strike, it goes back to here, back to another strike. So the whole point of this comes from Krabi Kurban, a Thai fighting style, where when you strike, if I miss, I'm back to here, and this transition is also a block. So I'm blocking as I come up. But together it creates a figure eight, and the idea is if my figure eight is here, I could attack and block at the same time. But then also I could switch back to down, back to here, back to up. You have all three within the same moment. Really nice, really nice. Okay, so we're gonna play a song. We're gonna try to last 4 minutes. The idea is to challenge yourself and find new transitions, right? We're gonna go slow, play with the moves that you know. If there's a new move that you didn't understand, that's totally cool. I'm just trying to make you think and understand the concepts. Because all it is, it's a science. There's a system of the way to do it. Once you understand it, it becomes easy. And the hardest part with spinning sabers is that it's very, very intimidating at first if you don't know anything. Once you know the basics, you could buy a saber from one of the vendors, you could start practicing, you could get really good, and you could become a Jedi or a Sith. And hopefully you'll become strong enough to defeat me. I hope. But I don't think you will. I'm gonna let you know. I'm a Sith Lord. Okay, let's play the song. Okay, so once you start, you cannot stop for the whole song. If your hand gets tired, pick a different position. But you cannot stop for 4 minutes. For 4 minutes, you can walk around, watch where you are, watch out for people, but do not hit anybody. For this entire song, we're gonna be spinning. Go slower if you can. Nice. I'm glad that you're still in your left hand. Good job. Go slow. Go slow. Listen to the music. You cannot go faster than the music. Now here's like another transition. So once I pass the 180 line, we talked about this yesterday. Once you pass the 180 line, the technique is inverted. So if I turn this way, I could turn back this way, or I could turn back this way to complete the circle. This is how you spin. But it only works if your planes are clean. Keep spinning. I know your hand's getting tired, but we signed up for 4 minutes. If it's getting tired, go slower and find a position you could take a break in. Try to stay in the same hand. The idea is that if you went 4 minutes straight without taking a break, you got stronger than you were in the beginning. The main thing is just go slow, practice your moves, add new styles, add strikes, do whatever you want, whatever feels right, as long as it's slow where you won't hit anybody or hurt yourself. The last thing I want is for you to get hurt. I want you to feel awesome and be empowered as a Sith or a Jedi. You're doing great. We're more than halfway there. Once we finish this, this will be a new record for you. Some of us have never spun for 4 minutes straight. It's a lot. It seemed like it was easy when I was telling you, but now your arms are burning. Keep spinning, we're almost there. We're trying to last 4 minutes. You could go do two-handed if you want to. You're crushing it. She's gonna be a Sith. I could feel it. I could sense the darkness in her. Home stretch. Pat yourself on the back. Okay, I need someone with a camera. We're gonna take one giant group photo and then have to break down and take lunch. I haven't eaten yet. Okay, so we'll open up this gate here. We'll take a photo next to the photo wall. Keep your lightsabers. We're gonna put all the sabers together for the photo wall. Do we have anything that says Rebel Scum Con? Let's all meet over here by this photo. We're gonna take a photo where we all place our swords over Darth Vader and have this Three Musketeers photo. Yeah, it doesn't, we could go lower if we want. We could. Come in the photo, please. You were part of the workshop, come in. This, you'll be able to find this photo on the website. Yeah. Really good. Okay, everyone raise one hand to the sky. We did it. And that was meditation with Darth Vader. Thank you, everybody. Woohoo! Now, if you borrowed a saber, please return it. The sabers all came from Jabba's toy palace. You will take it right over here. Make sure to stop by and tell them thank you. Also stop by, build your own lightsabers. They're the ones who lent me my lightsabers. And most of all, talk to Rebel Scum Con and let them know how much fun you had. They went out of their way to make this happen. This wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for them. Okay, because they were thinking about you guys and trying to make something extra special. Because you guys deserve it, okay? Have a great time. I'm gonna go have lunch. Pop by my booth. So there's been this secret game going on, but it's been going very poorly. So I created this gift for the 501st and for all the other fan clubs in Star Wars. And it was supposed to be released as a rumor through the convention that if you come up to my booth and you tell me that you're part of a club, I will give you this gift. The problem was that the secret was too good and no one knew about it. So the idea was you did it and you told someone else, and it was supposed to spread as this underground thing to be like the scavenger hunt kind of underground secret. The problem was it was too good of a secret and no one knows. So, stop by my booth, come say hi, tell me what club you're part of, and I will give you a small token and a gift. Afterwards, tell someone else, because that's how bad secrets are kept. Cool, have a great time, guys. Thanks for stopping by.